Hi guys, I'm Phathu and I'm here with an episode of Fixed in Fashion, and I'm joined today by the gorgeous Megan from House Lombardi. And today we're going to be dissecting starting a small business, just running through how Megan started her business, her experiences, and just to fill you guys in on the up and downs of running a small business.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Lovely having you. So tell us more about House Lombardi. What is the brand in itself about, and what inspired you to start a brand of your own?
So I was always into fashion when I was young, and then that eventually translated into me studying fashion after high school. And after kind of learning about all the different fields that I could have gone into after studying, there were a couple things that caught my attention, a couple things that caught my interest and thought I might want to do that. But even from the first and second year being at fedisa, like I was so ready to have my own name on something. And I think because there were so many things that interested me while we were studying, I was like, I want like a place where I can do everything that interests me. And that's why I wanted to run my own business. And then my own family has a lot of history of entrepreneurship and making their own money, and like
Lovely.
Being a young woman in South Africa, like one of the only ways to kind of really make a decent income is to work for yourself.
I totally agree.
Yeah. It's super hard to break into this industry as it is, being in fashion, but being in fashion in such kind of a small world of Cape Town in South Africa. Having your name on it and being able to control your environment and control your salary is so important to, you know, living a comfortable life.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you say when it comes to building a brand from scratch? Are there any key fundamental steps, like from A to Z, that like one should take? How did you go about it? Did you just wing it? Is there any like steps where you feel like you should like start here and then do this or that in order to like build up your brand? What are your fundamental steps?
I studied, and that was a huge help with kind of knowing what steps I wanted to take. But with that being said, although a university can teach you so much when it comes to actually putting pen to paper or thread in the machine, like when it comes to actually starting and doing something, it's a bit overwhelming. So, I mean, step one, you're always going to need capital to almost do anything. So my first step was figuring out what I could do to make money to start. So I waitressed for a little bit overseas, and that gave me a decent income. And then kind of fast forward to Corona, when I really started my business and I wanted to get into it. I first started making masks, face masks, and then with my money I'd saved from waitressing, those kind of two incomes allowed me to start making loungewear during lockdown, because that was really popular. And then kind of took it from there. So what I first did was obviously have a bit of capital, find a gap in the market, even if it isn't what you necessarily want to be doing. Like even if you really want to be doing ball gowns, maybe you want to establish yourself first by doing something like matric dance dresses, something that's a little bit more of a necessity so that you can get your name out there. And then from there, really just make sure that after you've kind of got a name for yourself and got a bit of a rhythm to what you're doing and people are catching on to your name, start putting your signature onto everything. Be loyal to all of the customers that support you from the beginning. And just really grow from there, and just know that it's going to take more than 6 months, it's going to take more than a year, it's going to take a really long time until you're at a place where it feels consistent.
I find it very inspiring that you say you had to work and waitress to build up your own capital. I feel like most of the times when you do something like that, it also has a very positive outcome on how you value and actually like, I mean, it's your money that you worked for, that you like working with.
I haven't taken any money from anybody. It's from the beginning, it's all been my own money. I mean, I'm lucky enough to live at home, so I have free rent, free food. So I mean, a lot of that makes a big difference to being able to like run my own business. I think if my first priority was a roof over my head and food on the table, I probably wouldn't be able to just do my brand. I would be looking at maybe something a bit more lucrative. But yeah, that was something really important to me to like know, like my parents like wanted me to know the value of money and know the value of my business. And if you are using your own money, you're going to be really careful with what you spend it on. With that being said, I still made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of rand of fabric just sitting, not being used. I'm sure you've made that mistake, buying something and
think you'll use it and you never use it.
And you never use it.
Can't take it back.
It's just one of those things you're like, I'll get back to it. But capital is so important, and if you can make that capital yourself, you'll really cherish it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've watched you grow and like run House of Lombardi like probably for like over a year now, and if there's one thing that always like strikes me about you and your brand and you running your brand is how consistent you manage to be. You are so consistent. It's incredible. Like it's just so inspiring to watch. Is there like, what is that key thing that keeps you so motivated to wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to create more content, I'm going to post more, I'm going to advertise this, like what keeps you going every single day?
I mean, you're right. I mean, I do think I do work fairly hard, but like, I mean, social media does say one thing. I mean, many times I'm sitting there sewing like half naked in my bathrobe. Sometimes I'm fully dressed. Some days I have those days where I wake up and I'm fully dressed and I'm getting my shit done, and then other days I'm running around, literally going to the fabric store, to the print shop, delivering things all in my pajamas, in the same clothes that I slept in. And then I have other days, I've had Mondays where I've slept the entire day. Where I've literally got nothing done.
I mean, you manage your own time at the end of the day, so you do have
which
that flexibility.
is also really difficult. I will say again, living at home, my parents are there, and because they're kind of giving me this flexibility to really do what I want to do, I almost feel like it's my responsibility to show them that I am working. So if you do have somebody that you're kind of proving it to, I mean, hopefully it can be yourself as well, but for me, a lot of the time it's like my parents. I want to show them that I am working hard, like I'm doing my thing. You can believe in me, you can trust me, I'm not just lying around, I'm not doing nothing. But you get into a routine, especially with posting on social media. That's something that it's my favorite part of my job, is being able to share what I'm doing every day. Like I wish I could have a camera following me around so I could show every single step of what I'm doing, because I think it's so fun.
You don't get to see that part.
It's so fun, and I would love to. I love when other brands do it. But with staying consistent, it's really getting into a rhythm. I think if you can start your morning, like make your bed and either go for a walk or make your coffee or go to gym, like if you can just have like 3 things that you do every single morning, even if they're not even related to your business, it starts that routine. And then you slowly start to build on those things, checking your emails, then going through your Instagram DMs, and then starting to cut things out and whatever your process, your business is. So I just think it's important to like start with a small foundation of consistent things.
Build some rhythm of sorts and like just get into it.
And then you'll slowly like start like every morning knowing what you need to do. Like my biggest thing is I will reply to DMs Sunday night at like 10 o'clock, and I know that's so bad. So I need to get into the habit of like leaving messages on the weekend, and consistency is hard because sometimes I'll do like a whole lot of work on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday will come and I'm binge watching series.
And I guess it's just like building that routine where you're like, you know what, even if it's just like for 20 minutes a day, I must go through my DMs every single day just for this short space of time. So what advice would you give to someone who is looking into starting a fashion business? I feel like there's like a hierarchy of needs every business has. Like there's the most important thing you need, the second important, and the least important. What would you say when it comes to starting a fashion brand in particular should be like someone's priority? Is it like getting machinery, seamstresses, designing a web page or like a website for accessibility? What would be like the most important thing that you would deem? What do you think is more important when it comes to...
So I mean, if you have the opportunity to be able to study fashion, that would be such an amazing place to start. Even if it's not a degree, even if it's just like a 3-month course in pattern making, or maybe you know you're going to find somebody to do all the production, so you don't need to worry about that, but maybe do a course in fashion psychology or something in the field, because it's going to give you a really good grasp of what's out there, what's needed. Like anything you do in fashion is going to already drive you in a certain direction. So if you have the opportunity to study something within the fashion industry, I think that's a really great place to start. Then if we look at like my business in particular, I started off by making everything myself. I still sew a lot of the stuff myself. I mostly just use my seamstress for custom pieces or bridesmaid dresses, things that are in like large numbers. So then either if you're sewing it yourself, your machinery would be really important to make sure you have like proper tools, proper sewing machines, overlocker, whatever you might need. But if you're going to go the seamstress route, which is amazing, it's so great, you can support the community, you can give somebody else a job, it gives you time to focus on the other things, which I mean, you're at that place also with yourself, like that you want to focus on other things. And like for me, I've done enough of the sewing and I feel like I'm at a place where now, so for me, on top of my hierarchy, it was kind of my machinery and my pattern, my table. Like I had made a whole studio for myself, so having a place to work was really important. That was the top of the list. And then it came to a seamstress. So finding the right seamstress was, you know, it's really challenging to find somebody that's close enough to you. The time management is right. Their own style works for you. Trustworthy. The price is right. All of that. So that would then became my next thing on the top of my list. And now I would say investing in photo shoots, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, those kind of things are on the top of my list. So the hierarchy kind of changes.
It does change over time as you grow as a brand.
First figure out what your skills are. First figure out what your skills are, and you really need to capitalize on those. As fun as it seems to start a business, get a seamstress, get a pattern maker, get a studio to sell your clothes, have a photographer, have models. Try to do as many of the things yourself as you can. You have to wear so many hats in the beginning. In the beginning, you're the model, you're the photographer, you're the seamstress, you're the production, you're the customer service, you're the social media manager, you're the web developer, you're admin, you're HR, you're giving yourself therapy. Like, you know, you're going to be everything, and your mom, dad, brother, boyfriend, they're also going to be wearing a lot of hats. So second thing, last thing on the hierarchy is who you surround yourself with. 100% is going to have a huge impact on your work ethic and the success of your business.
Okay, so I've got one last question for you. So I mean, I've followed your brand like from as little as 100 followers. I watched you go to 1,000, and now you're heading up. Now you're on 2,000 actually, and I guess you're working towards 2.5 and so forth. Does the feeling change, like every time you get that one new follower or that new like comment from someone? Like, can you describe the feeling?
Every comment, literally every comment, every time I see somebody who's clearly found my page and they've gone and liked 5 images all at one time makes me so excited. Or if I see my story views going up, that makes me excited. When I get a comment on my page, every small little thing makes me excited. I don't think I'll ever get over that. I don't think that'll ever wear off. Especially when sometimes people message me, not even to order something, but just to say like they love what I'm doing. Like that is just so kind and nice and so fulfilling. I've never been too worried about followers because, I mean, especially with a clothing business, followers don't necessarily equate to sales. A lot of the time, some people who have ordered from me aren't even following my page, but they're making orders, or they're commenting, liking, sharing, who knows what they're doing. But followers are great because it kind of gives you like brand authenticity. If somebody finds your page and they see you have a lot of followers, then they assume, this account knows what they're doing. They're not scamming people. That's also the thing when you're a small business.
And I guess that's what we don't see much from the background, like every like or every new comment you see and you get happy, like you're an actual person behind the brand.
Literally.
You know, and that's I think what's so special about running a small business. Like it's more personal and like everything goes through you and only through you.
Every time I get an order on my website, I literally call my mom. Every time somebody gets an order on my website, I literally call my mom.
And that's what our like the people following you don't necessarily see all the time. Really,
those messages make those
make
orders
your day.
literally make your day. You're like, I can eat tomorrow.
So we're gonna play a quick this or that fashion trivia game. So I'm gonna show you a couple of looks, and then you're gonna choose is it this or is it that? What would you go for basically? So on the first one you've got color or neutral suit edition. Which one are you?
I think neutral.
Definitely.
I love color.
I'm dressed by House of Lombardi. This is one of Megan's pieces.
I feel like with these times I'm so lazy, so neutral is just so much easier. But I love color. but neutral for suits.
I'd also go for neutral.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a very big color person, but I think like as I grow, I'm transitioning into like
And you can
loving
invest
the
in
white.
expensive pieces.
Exactly, because they go with everything.
Yeah.
They're timeless. It's timeless.
100%.
Okay, next piece. I kind of feel like I know which one you're gonna go for, but it's this or that. Closed up maxi or cut out maxi.
Oh, cut out maxi.
Cut out. You have some of those in your collection.
Yes.
So cut
I
out.
love
for
a
the win.
cheeky little bit of skin. I love it. I think it's so sexy and like understated.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, last one. We have this or that. Formal classic look or casual and laid back.
I could definitely be both, but I think with these pictures, I would probably go for the casual laid back. And if I think about myself every day,
Yes,
I'm
and you're also
definitely
very
more
more of a
casual.
casual
Yeah.
person.
I don't have too many occasions to be super formal.
Okay. Well, that is all for
I
fashion
love it.
trivia.
Thank you.
Megan, being the person behind all the DMs that you get on the daily basis, what would you say is your most common DM? The DM that just keeps popping up and popping up and popping up. Could be a question, could be a compliment. What is your most common DM?
So it's either is this available about a garment, or at the moment, I don't know what is happening, but girls are looking for work, girls are looking for free clothes, and at the moment, everyone wants to be an ambassador.
Oh my God.
And I'm getting people
Yes.
from all sides of the spectrum. I'm getting, and I don't mean to be a bully, like I
Yeah.
love people wanting to like be a part of my brand, but some of them are like a little bit funny, like you.
And you
people
can't
that-
fund, like it's a lot of funding just having like brand
Yeah,
ambassadors. You
it's
must send them
so
clothing.
hard.
You must sometimes pay them to model your clothes. It's a lot.
Yeah,
on your,
I mean, for us, like giving a product away, like if I gave you this or I gave somebody this, like that's like a tangible product. Like that cost me money to make it. That cost me
Yes.
fabric, labor,
It is a
packaging,
lot.
petrol,
It is a lot.
advertising, whatever it was. It costs a lot to just give somebody something for free. So when I do get some accounts messaging me and I see that they are a bikini model and their entire page is just bikini photos, and then they want to model for me. Sometimes it is a little frustrating. Obviously,
Yes.
I don't mind. I appreciate that they're interested and they want a little piece of my
Yeah.
brand. But sometimes it does make me laugh. Like some
and
of
it
the
also
people
has
that
to
slide
like,
into the
it has
DMs.
to align with your brand at the end of the day.
Yes.
You can't just do
Yes.
collaborations for the sake of
Yes.
doing a collaboration.
So goals, if you're reaching out to a brand, just do your research. Don't just send a bulk load of
Yes.
messages.
Look at them first. Do they align with who you are as a
Yes.
brand individually?
Because being an ambassador is an important job.
It is.
It
is.
It's something that like brands do need and do. I'm currently sort of looking for, and I have some goals in mind, but I will reach out to you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Meg. This was very informative, and I hope you guys watching did catch a thing or two about starting up your own brand. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Bye.
Bye.